Good fucking morning, people. It is currently 3:02 in the morning. Back on the drive. I just got finished with a morning lift. I hit some back along with 30 minutes of my morning cardio. Today was the treadmill. I've been rocking the stair stepper, I don't know, probably the past 2 weeks or so, kind of consistently, but I was having a little pain in my knee, so I switched it up to the treadmill, and that way it didn't get any worse. And it feels like after walking for a little bit, it kind of went away, so hopefully it goes that way. I'm not having to deal with any of that kind of bullshit. But besides that, it's another morning, another day to continue on and continue pushing forward. Kind of like, the only thing you can really do when you're in like a little bit of a stuck position is to just kind of look at each day as a way that that you're moving forward, and a lot of people have the problem with as the days. I'm trying to put this in the best understanding possible, but as the days pass, it kind of seems like they're wasting their time, and they're just kind of the days are passing but nothing's happening, and that each day is not progression. And you can't really have the mindset of each day being productive and each day of having the mind. If I can English right now, you can't really have the mindset that each day is going to be productive and you're going to have progression each day if you're not doing things each day to make that happen. If you don't have some sort of morning routine that you do every morning that kind of starts your day and gets you on track. It's the whole point of a morning routine is that you've got something that you do consistently each day. So starting that consistency right when you wake up kind of sets your day on track to be working the hardest, versus if you kind of fuck off and do whatever the hell you want in the morning when you first wake up, then your whole day isn't really based off a disciplined state. It's kind of based off, today we get to do whatever we want, so and not what we need to. And a morning routine isn't some fucking 16-step fucking pat my stomach, rub my head, go piss 6 times, and do whatever the hell you do in the morning. It's fucking take a cold shower, go make your bed, go fucking have your coffee, something fucking short and simple. But yeah, if you overcomplicate it, then it just becomes this kind of whole big process that takes too much time. But spending an extra 30-45 minutes in the morning to kind of get your morning going and get yourself progressing and get yourself prepped for the day to have progress is really going to be beneficial versus not doing that. Say you spend your morning doing your even if it's 45-minute morning routine, and now the rest of the day you're pretty much dialed because you spent the time getting yourself ready and getting yourself mentally prepared to do nothing but excel and win all day, versus if you didn't do that and you prepped your mind that you were going to be lazy and you do have shit that you need to do, then you're just going to slow down and you're not going to get the shit done. So even though you might have spent you might have saved 45 minutes or so, you're still slower throughout the day because you didn't prep your mind that no matter what, it's we're going to do what we need to do, not what we want to do. And that still goes even if you have shit to do and you're like, oh, well, I got to get straight into whatever I'm doing the second I wake up, then that just means you got to wake up earlier so that you can do your shit in the morning. There's really no excuse to just skip the things that are mandatory daily. I was mentioning something before I went off on that, but I don't really remember what the hell it was. Today, what's the plan for today? I mean, the plan for today is pretty much, I somewhat remember now. Yeah, the plan for today is pretty much, the same as every day. I wake up, I do my morning routine, I go to the gym, I go, drive to work, go do whatever bullshit I got to do there, and then come home, go take care of a few things. I've got to finish wrapping my fog lights on the Subaru, and then it should be pretty much all complete. Besides, I gotta wrap the door handles, but that's gonna happen on the weekend. But it's like 90% complete, so I'm gonna get those fog lights all wrapped up, and then that's just one more thing checked off the list. That's just, like I said, how you got to be doing things to, you got to know that you're doing things each day that are making you progress. If you're not doing things each day that are making you progress, then you're not going to feel like you're progressing. So, by me getting done shit on even on the weekdays that I had planned on the weekends, that's just extra progression. That gives me more time on the weekends to do other shit that I need to get done. That shortens the time frame between the end point of when I need to, the date I've set to accomplish my goal and all this stuff. But this all kind of loops into, like, if you really want to do something and you really want to go somewhere, you have to create some sort of plan for it to work. I hear so many people that are just so unsure about what they want to do with their life, and if something is actually going to work. And you'll tell them, you'll tell them about a plan, or you don't tell them the plan, but like you give them, a rundown of an idea of what you want to do with your life, or of a business you want to start, or something you want to go with, and people are like, oh, well, that's not going to last forever, or, what if the time moves on, or what if that's not popular anymore online, or, what if this reason, what if that reason. Everyone's got a what if reason for why it won't work and why they shouldn't start, because, why would you, everyone's thinking, why would I start if I'm going to put in all this work and then it's just not going to work out because, the time passed and I missed the window. And they're blaming it. The problem is that they're blaming that they're missing the window on the opportunity itself going away, when it's not the opportunity itself that goes away. It's yourself that didn't work hard enough to fit into that window. And then even then, if you tell people that, something along that line, then they'll still say, okay, but maybe you get in, but it doesn't last forever, and then you run out of money, or whatever the chances of it. And it's like, it really doesn't matter, because say you start doing something and you become successful at it, and for some reason that trend, or if it was a trend or whatever it is, just completely dies out and now it's worthless. You now have the experience of starting something, of starting a business, of working towards something. You have the ability to say that you know that if you really work towards something, then it's actually going to work out, and that itself is, that itself is kind of what success is like. If you know that whatever you put your mind to is actually going to be accomplished, then it doesn't matter if there's a chance that you miss the window for something or whatever, because you're going to put in your maximum amount of effort to get into the window. And then, if it happens to pass while you're there, which is most likely not, but if it does, then you move on to something else, and you've already got the experience on how to build yourself up and how to grow. And this is something why a personal brand is fucking amazing, because a personal brand doesn't really have like a window per se. Whenever you finally reach the level of discipline and status where people know who you are and your morals and your values, and it doesn't matter if other people do, but it matters the most if you really know who you are. But as soon as you reach a point where other people online know that you know who you are, and that you stick to your routine, and you stick to everything that you say that you're going to do, and you build a personal brand, that's kind of like one of the strongest things that you can have, because a personal brand can't fail unless you fuck it up, because a personal brand is yourself. So the only window that can be lost in a personal brand is if you make some catastrophic mistake, which would have to happen by you just having just being a dickhead or something like that. You go and fucking, like, for instance, the fucking shit with that happened with Mike Van Wyck and Jeff Nippert, how he went and fucking attacked him or some shit in the gym. And it's like, maybe people didn't like Mike before, but he still had somewhat of a personal brand. Now that's gone because he fucking did some stupid shit. Besides, if you, as long as you fucking don't do some dumb shit like that, or some dumb shit like the Liver King did, you can't really, you can't lose a personal brand. You can kind of fall off and not be as popular or whatever, and just, people aren't as interested in you, but you're always gonna still have a personal brand. And as long as you keep on growing and progressing in who you are and the things that you can do every day, then your personal brand can't really fail. It's kind of dependent on your inputs. So it's a window you can't miss. And this is why I always talk about building yourself, and why it's so important to go to the gym and better yourself and have a morning routine. That way each day is set up for progression, and that way your mindset is, you have the best mindset to continue to progress in life. It's because all these things are going to tie into you creating your social media, so that you can build this personal brand, so that you can actually be something and actually make something of yourself. But if you just want to sit around and say that, that might run out, or that's gonna dry up, or whatever, you're just a fucking lazy loser, dude. You have no self-confidence because you can't do fucking shit for yourself, and you haven't ever tried anything because you're fucking too lazy to do it. So you have this, negative feedback loop in your brain of, one, you never tried anything, so you don't think that you're going to stick to it, so you know that you're not going to stick to it, so you're not going to get anywhere. And then anything you have tried, you gave up on, so once again, it seems like a failure. And then when other people go and tell you about, their aspirations and their goals, the first thing you can think of is, what if that runs out, because you have never done something for yourself that actually turned into something. You have never actually, won yourself, because you're too busy just wanting to go and have dopamine hit after dopamine hit after dopamine hit, scrolling on Instagram all day. You're just sitting and laughing at videos because you think it's funny, because that brings you short-term joy or whatever it is, and fucking laughing at all the bullshit that you watch all day. You're just wasting your time here. And then you sit around and wonder why you hate your life. Boom. Question answered. You're not doing anything to make yourself better. And it's not like, okay, well then, how, I'm going to start doing everything to make myself feel better. You're not going to overnight like that fucking feel amazing, and then now all of a sudden you love yourself, and you have this huge drive and aspiration. It's through the discipline and through the daily inputs over long periods of time, not even the materialistic things that you get out of these inputs, but it's just the knowing that you do these things every single day for years and years on end, that you slowly build this confidence to love yourself and actually care about yourself. And you can build a good amount of confidence even in the first few weeks and few months, but it's kind of like it's like a wave. It'll go up, and then it'll go down, and then it'll go up, and then it'll go down. And a lot of that is because you see yourself progressing, but then you're kind of doing the same thing. You're not adding anything else, so you're actually starting to go back down, because it kind of dies out. So you add more things onto your plate because you can now handle more things, because you've been adding more things to your life, and then you start feeling a little better, and then maybe it starts going down a little because you've got a lot going on, but you push through it, and then now you start feeling a little better, and over time it's kind of like it goes, you go up, and then you go down a little bit, and then you go up, but each time you go up a little higher, and your lows might always feel low or whatever, but each time you're getting higher, so those lows are still getting higher up, and eventually you will build this person that you are proud of, and it's built off the backbone of having these struggles and pushing through them and doing the things that you really didn't want to do, but you still did them. But you can't ever do that if you're just sitting around worrying that you're gonna miss the time window, and worrying that you're not gonna make it and not gonna do something. Because I can almost guarantee everything that you've ever thought about starting and doing, you look back and you didn't. You literally look back on it and you're like, man, I wish I would have just started back then, and where would I be now if I would have started back then? But instead, you just wanted to dick around and fucking do whatever and waste your time. Because that's what people do. But if you really want to change, then you have to start doing things to better yourself. You have to stack wins each day, and you have to do things each and every single day that continue progress. And that and that doesn't mean that you gotta fucking not sleep every night and stay up all the time. But say you fucking been working your ass off to get shit done, and now you have to take a rest day where you just have to spend quite a few extra hours sleeping to kind of make up for the extra load and toll on your body. That still counts as a win, because you're still now recovering. That way you can progress more. It's just like in the gym. Your recovery days are just as important as your training days. Now, you do need to train more than you're recovering. Otherwise, if you're just sitting taking recovery days all the time, you're not really gonna grow. But if you're never taking rest days, then you're not gonna grow either. You need time to prepare yourself. And a rest day doesn't mean you go and fuck off and beat your dick and do whatever the fuck you want and waste your time. A rest day means, you take care of yourself, you fucking go sleep extra, you make sure you're healthy, you go get fucking your blood work done, you go do things to make sure that you're primed and your body itself is in the healthiest state. That way it can go through more and more hard times and do more and more difficult things. But you know, it's really not that hard once you get going. And even to start really isn't that hard either. You know, you just have to, all you have to do is say you're going to start and just not stop. You know, it's not that difficult. But if you keep on starting and quitting, then it becomes more and more difficult each time, because you're building this, you know, this negative loop. And now if you've done that so many times, you know, it feels difficult, and it gets to a point where you really just gotta look at yourself in the mirror and say, am I gonna keep on doing this, and am I gonna keep on wasting my time, or am I actually gonna do it, and am I actually gonna push myself to create something, and am I actually gonna win in life? So just you know, just a few thoughts. I'm kind of, you know, spitting what's coming to my mind as I drive, but I hope you guys kind of can take something from that. I'm still trying to figure out, you know, when I talk about these things, the best way to portray my thoughts. A lot of time, you know, my brain is just fucking spinning with things to say, but if I just speak them all out at once, and it's gonna sound like a fucking mentally insane person. So I kind of gotta figure out the best way to say it. I don't know. Unless you want to hear me just fucking ramble off the top of my head for a few videos, maybe I'll try that out and see if anyone can follow along, see if you find that at least entertaining or something. I don't know. But besides the point, start something new today. Finally fucking grab yourself by the balls and say that you're done giving up, and you're done quitting on yourself, and you're done saying that might not work out. You know, you're done fucking being scared of shit not working out properly, and you being more fucked than you would have been at the start. If you start something and you're more fucked by the end of it, at least you learned something. So now you really weren't, because you at least learned something, and you can restart from a better position. So that's all I have to say for today, but keep winning and keep pushing. Have a good one.